Today we will solve Physics A2 paper 9702, February-March, paper 4 for the year 2016 to 2020, and the topic is gravitation. Okay, first question. It is from February-March 2016. Question 1A part, state Newton's law of gravitation. Newton's law of gravitation states that two point masses attract each other with a force that is proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to square of their separation. Mathematically, we can write F is proportional to m1 m2 over r square, or we can also write, we can say F is equal to G m1 m2 over r square, where this capital G is universal gravitational constant. Okay, the same thing is written here. Two point masses attract each other with a force that is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to square of their separation. Part B. A satellite of mass m has a circular orbit of radius r about a planet of mass capital M. It may be assumed that the planet and the satellite are uniform spheres that are isolated in space. Show that the linear speed v of the satellite is given by the expression v is equal to under root capital G capital M over r, where capital G is gravitational constant. Explain your working. Satellite is in circular orbit about a planet. So we can say this satellite is experiencing a force that is directed toward the center of the planet, and this force is called centripetal force. This centripetal force is provided by gravitational force, so we can say gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. Now formula for gravitational force is capital G capital M small m over r square, where this capital M represents mass of the planet, small m mass of the satellite, and this r is the separation between them. Centripetal force is given as mv square over r, where this m is mass of the satellite, this v is linear speed of the satellite, and r is separation between them. This small m will be cancelled out, and by rearranging we got v square is equal to capital G capital M over r, and by taking square root we got v is equal to under root capital G capital M over r, and this is the equation that we have to derive, and the equation is already derived. Okay, part C. Two moons A and B have circular orbits about a planet as illustrated in figure 1.1. This is figure 1.1. This is the planet. These are two moons A and B, and these moons are moving around this planet. Now moon A has an orbital radius Ra of 1.3 into 10 power 8. Orbital radius for the moon A is Ra, and the numeric value is 1.3 into 10 power 8. Its linear speed is represented by Va, and its orbital period, means time period, is represented by Ta. For this moon B, orbital radius Rb is equal to 2.2. This distance is 2.2 into 10 power 10 meter. Its linear speed is Vb, and its time period, its orbital period, is represented by Tb. We have to calculate the ratio Va over Vb. We have just studied that gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. So we have written here gravitational force is equal to centripetal force is equal to gravitational force. Centripetal force is given as mv square over r, and gravitational force is represented by capital G capital M small m over r square. And by rearranging we got v square is equal to gm over r, where this capital G is gravitational constant and this m is mass of the planet. This is also constant, so we can say both quantities are constant, and we can write v square is equal to constant k over r. And by taking square root we got v is equal to k over under root r. Now if we take under root r from this side to that side, the equation or this expression will become v into under root r is equal to k. Now for the moon A, this equation can be written as VA under root RA is equal to K, and for moon B it can be written VB under root RB is equal to K. And by comparing these two equations, we can say VA under root RA will be equal to VB under root RB. We have to find out value of VA over VB. So we will take VB, we will bring VB on this side, and we will take this under root RA to the other side, and we will get VA over VB is equal to under root RB over RA. Now just we have to substitute the value. Value of RB is 2.2 into 10 power 10. This RB is equal to 2.2 into 10 power 10, and this is value of RA. This is RA, and RA is equal to 1.3 into 10 power 8. We have substituted the values. Now by solving this one, we will get the answer 13. Since this is the ratio of two quantities, so there will be no unit. So our answer is only 13 without any unit. Now we have to calculate TA over TB. To calculate this ratio, we have to consider a simple equation of velocity V is equal to S over T, where this S is the total distance and T is the time taken to complete this distance. Now the satellite is moving around the planet. When the satellite is moving around the planet, this moon is moving around the planet. Okay, when it is moving around the planet, when it complete one cycle, the total distance covered will be equal to circumference of the circle. We can say to complete one rotation, the distance covered will be equal to 2 pi r. Circumference of circle is given as 2 pi r. So distance s will be equal to 2 pi r, and to cover that distance to complete one cycle, time taken is represented as time period or capital T. So we can say V will be equal to 2 pi r over T. Now in this equation, this 2 and pi both quantities are constant. So we can say V is equal to K into R over T. We have to calculate the ratio of TA and TB. So we have to make T our subject. By making T our subject, the equation will become T is equal to KR over V. Now for TA, we can say TA will be equal to K into RA over VA, and for B we can say time period of B TB will be equal to K into RB over VB. Now by dividing TA by TB, we will get RA over VA whole divided by RB over VB. RA over VA whole divided by RB over VB, and this K will be cancelled out because it is the same value for TA and TB. Now a little arrangement here. It is TA over TB is equal to RA over VA divided by RB over VB. If we arrange this one, we will get RA over RB multiplied by VB over VA. Now this VB over VA we have already calculated. Actually we have calculated VA over VB. We have calculated VA over VB, which is equal to 13. Here it is written VB over VA, so we have to take reciprocal of this value. So we can say VB over VA will be equal to 1 over 13. So here this VB over VA, this is equal to 1 over 13. And here this is the value of RA over RB. This 1.3 is RA, this 2.2 is RB. 1.3 into 10 power 8, this is RA, 2.2 into 10 power 10, it is RB. So we have substituted the values and we got the answer 4.54 into 10 power minus 4. Again, it is the ratio, so there is no unit. The planet spins about its own axis with the angular speed of 1.7 into 10 power minus 8 radian per second. Moon A is always above the same point on the planet's surface. Determine the orbital period TB of the moon B. Okay, here is one condition. Moon A is always above the same point on the planet's surface. And this is the condition when the moon A is in equatorial orbit. Now, what is the condition for equatorial orbit or geostationary satellite? Okay, here it is written moon A is always above the same point on the planet's surface. This is the condition when the moon is in geostationary orbit. And what are the conditions for geostationary orbit? They are in equatorial orbits with exactly the same period of rotation as the Earth 24 hours and move in the same direction as the Earth west to east. Here moon A is moving around a planet, so we can say whatever be the time period of the planet, the same time period will be of moon A because moon A is at geostationary orbit. Now we will calculate time period of the planet, and this time period will be equal to time period of the moon A, and with the help of the time period of moon A we will calculate time period of moon B. Okay, first we have to calculate time period of the planet. Now formula for the time period is equal to 2 pi over omega, where this omega is angular velocity. Now t is equal to 2 pi over omega. This omega is given here 1.7 into 10 power minus 4. We have substituted the value and we got the answer 3.7 into 10 power 4 second. Now since the moon A is at equator, so it is geostationary and its time period is same as the time period of the planet. So we can say time period of the moon A will be equal to time period of the planet, and it is equal to 3.7 into 10 power 4 second. So time period of moon A is equal to 3.7 into 10 power 4 second. Okay, we have to calculate time period of moon B. We have calculated the ratio of TA and TB, and this TA over TB we got 4.54 into 10 power minus 4. We will take the help of this value. TA over TB is equal to 4.54 into 10 power minus 4, the same value that we have calculated, 4.54 into 10 power minus 4. Okay, we have to find out time period of moon B. So we will make T be our subject, and the remaining quantities will take to the other side, and we will solve this one, and we will get the answer 8.1 into 10 power 7 second. So the time period for the moon B will be equal to 8.1 into 10 power 7 second. TA over TB is equal to this value. It is given. We have calculated. Now TB we will make our subject. When TB we will take on the other side, it will be numerator, and we will take this value to the other side, it will become denominator. So this is denominator, it will be divided by the value of TA, it is 3.7 10 power 4 second. So the answer is 8.1 into 10 power 7 second. Okay, next question. It is February March 2017. Define gravitational potential at a point. Okay, gravitational potential at a point in a gravitational field is defined as the work done per unit mass in bringing a small test mass from infinity to the point. The same answer is written here. Part B. A rocket is launched from the surface of a planet and moves along a radial path as shown in the figure 1.1. A rocket is launched from the surface of the planet. Okay, it is moving on this path The planet may be considered to be an isolated sphere of radius r with all of its mass m concentrated at its center. Point A is at a distance r from the surface of the planet and point B is at a distance of 4r from the planet. Show that the difference in gravitational potential delta phi between point A and B is given by the expression delta phi is equal to 3 gm over 10r. Okay, we have to calculate the potential difference when this rocket moves from point A to point B. Okay, when it is at point A, what is the gravitational potential? It is equal to gm over 2r. Formula for gravitational potential is, what is the formula? Formula for gravitational potential is minus gm over r, where this minus sign represents the force of attraction. Okay, what is the formula? Gm over r. R means the distance from the center of the planet to the object. Now from the center of the planet to the rocket, the distance is 2r. So we can say when the object is at point A, its gravitational potential is equal to gm over 2r. Gm over 2r. When it is at point B, the total distance from the center of the planet to the point B is equal to 4r plus r is equal to 5r. So total distance is equal to 5r and we can say the gravitational potential at point B will be equal to minus gm over 5r. Now we have to calculate the difference. For difference we have to subtract the potential at point A from the potential at point B. So we have subtracted the gravitational potential at point A from gravitational potential at point B. And by solving this one, we got this one minus minus will be multiplied and we will get this one positive sign. Now by taking LCM, we will get 10R and by solving this one, we will get 3gm over 10R. This is by taking LCM. So we have derived the equation delta phi is equal to 3 gm over 10r. Second part, the rocket motor is switched off at point A. During the journey from A to B, the rocket has a constant mass of 4.7 into 10 power 4 kg and its kinetic energy changes from 1.7 to 0.88 terajoule. For the planet, the product Gm is 4 into 10 power 14 Newton meter square per kg. It may be assumed that the resistive force to the motion of the rocket are negligible, means there is no resistive force. Use the expression in B1 to determine the distance from A to B. Okay. When the rocket is at point A, its engine is switched off and it is after switching off the engine, it is still moving. It is moving towards the point B. In our question, we have to find out the distance covered by the rocket from point A to B. We have to find out this distance from point A to B. When this rocket is moving from point A to B, its kinetic energy is decreasing, and since the kinetic energy is decreasing, so we can say its gravitational potential energy is increasing. Here it is given its kinetic energy changes from 1.70 to 0.88. From 1.7 terajoule to 0.8 terajoule means its kinetic energy is decreasing. So kinetic energy is decreasing and gravitational potential energy is increasing. Okay, what is the change in kinetic energy? It is given here. It is equal to 1.70 minus 0.88. 1.70 minus 0.88. It is terajoule. We have to convert this one into joule. 1 terajoule is equal to 10 power 12 joule. So this equation or expression will become, this value will become minus 1.70 minus 0.88 into 10 power 12. Now gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy is given as capital G, capital M, small m over r. This minus sign represents force of attraction. If the object is moving towards the surface of the planet, then we have to consider minus sign. If it is moving in the opposite direction, it is moving away from the surface, away from the center, then gravitational potential energy will increase and it will be positive. So we have here gravitational potential energy is equal to capital G, capital M, small m over R. Now here this capital G and capital M, product of capital G and capital M is given 4 into 10 power 14, means this value Gm is given 4 into 10 power 14. This small m is mass of the rocket. Mass of the rocket is given 4.7 into 10 power 4, 4.7 into 10 power 4, and divided by R. What is the R? R is the separation between these two distances, between these 2 points. Okay, we have to calculate R, so we have to make R our subject. So these quantities we have to take on the other side, and by taking these quantities to the other side and solving them, we got the answer 2.1 into 10 power 7 meters. So the distance between the point A and B is 2.1 into 10 power 7 meters. Next question, February-March 2018. State what is meant by a line of force in a gravitational field. Actually, lines of force represent the direction of force on a small test mass. Lines of force represent the direction of force. Okay, next part. By reference to the pattern of the lines of gravitational force near the surface of the earth, explain why the acceleration of free fall near the earth's surface is approximately constant. Near the surface of earth, the lines of force are very close and parallel to each other. That's why there is no change in the free fall, or there is no change in the gravitational field strength, and this gravitational field strength or the acceleration of free fall is constant. So what is the answer? The gravitational lines of force outside the sphere is radial. These lines near the surface of the earth is approximately parallel, so acceleration of free fall g close to the earth's surface is approximately constant. Part B. The moon may be considered to be a uniform sphere that is isolated in space. It has radius of 1.74 into 10 power 3 km and mass is 7.35 into 10 power 22 kg. Calculate the gravitational field strength at the moon's surface. Okay, what is the formula for gravitational field strength? It is equal to, it is represented by small g, and this small g is equal to capital G. This small g is equal to capital G, capital M over R square, where this capital G is a universal gravitational constant, this M is mass of the planet, and this R is the radius of the planet. Okay, the same formula is written here. Yeah, okay, R square. Okay, capital G, this is universal gravitational constant. Its value is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. M, mass of moon. Mass of moon is 7.35 into 10 power 22. Now this is the radius of the moon. Radius of the moon is 1.74 into 10 power 3 kilometer. We have to convert this kilometer into meter. To convert kilometer into meter, we have to multiply this one by 10 power 3. When we will multiply this one by 10 power 3, we will got 1.74 into 10 power 6. So R equal to 1.74 into 10 power 6. In the formula it is square, so we have to take square. By taking square and by solving this one, we got the answer 1.62 Newton per kg. Okay, next part. A satellite is in circular orbit about the moon at a height of 320 meters above the surface. Calculate the time of the satellite to complete one orbit of the moon. Here we have to calculate time period of the satellite. Okay. Satellite is moving around the moon, so we can say there is a centripetal force, and centripetal force is provided by the gravitational force, so we can say gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. Now gravitational force is equal to G capital M small m over r square, where this capital M represents mass of moon, this small m represents mass of the satellite, and this r is the separation between the moon and moon and the satellite. Now here this centripetal force is given as mr omega square. There are two formula that we have studied for centripetal force. One is mv square over r and second one is mr omega square. So we are using here mr omega square. This omega is called angular velocity, and this angular velocity is equal to 2 pi over t. It is square, that's why we have written here 2 pi over t whole square. Okay, this is a gravitational force, this is centripetal force, this small m is cancelled out, this r is taken on the other side. When we will take r from here to that side, it will become r cube, or in this on this side only omega square is remaining. Omega is equal to 2 pi over t, that's why we have written 2 pi over t whole square, and by taking square of this value we will get 4 pi square over t square. So we have Gm over r cube is equal to 4 pi square over t square. We have to calculate the time period. So we have to make t square our subject. We have made t square our subject. So t square is equal to 4 pi square r cube over Gm. We have to calculate t. So we have to take square root of t square of this value. By taking square root of this value, we got square root 4 pi square r cube over Gm. Now just we have to substitute the values. This is 4 pi square constant. This r is the distance from center of the moon to the satellite. From center of the moon to the surface of the moon means radius of the moon is given 1.74 into 10 power 6. Where it is given yeah, 1.74 into 10 power 3 kilometer. Radius of the moon is given 1.74 into 10 power 3 kilometer. Okay, this distance r is equal to distance from center of the moon to the satellite. Now from center to surface of the moon, it is radius, that is equal to 1.74 into 10 power 3 kilometer, and from surface to the satellite, from surface of the moon to the satellite, distance is given 320 meter. So total distance will be sum of these two distances, means 1.74 into 10 power 3 plus 320. Here I have written 10 power 6, not 10 power 3. Why? Because we have the radius 1.74 into 10 power 3 kilometer. When we convert this kilometer into meter, we have multiplied that one by 10 power 3. So we got 1.74 into 10 power 6. And this distance from surface of the moon to the satellite is 320 kilometer. Again, this kilometer we have to convert into meter. So this 320 is multiplied by 10 power 3. So the total distance is 1.74 into 10 power 6 plus 320 into 10 power 3 in meters. Okay, divided by Gm. This G is universal gravitational constant and its value is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. This M is mass of the moon. Mass of moon is 7.35 into 10 power 22. It is given 7.35 into 10 power 22. We have substituted all the values, and by solving we got the answer 8400 seconds. So the time period of the satellite is 8400 seconds. Now next question, it is from February March 2019. Define gravitational potential at a point. Gravitational potential at a point in a gravitational field is defined as the work done per unit mass in bringing a small test mass from infinity to that point. Same wording is written here. Okay. Next part. Use your answer in 1 to explain why the gravitational potential near an isolated mass is always negative. Okay. Suppose it is surface of a planet or surface of Earth or surface of any mass. From this surface, we have taken one object to a certain height. When we take the object against its field, when we take the object from surface of the earth to a certain height, we have to do some work, and this work is stored in that object in form of a gravitational potential energy. Since energy is stored in it, so this energy is represented by positive sign, so we can say the gravitational potential energy stored in it is positive. Now if we drop the same object, it will come down towards the surface of the planet or surface of the earth. When it will come back on the surface of the earth, it means it will lose the same energy that we have already given to it, that was stored in it. Since energy is releasing from it, so we can say energy is decreasing, gravitational potential energy is decreasing. When it was increasing, we have considered positive sign. So when it is decreasing, we have to consider negative sign. We have to take negative sign. So what is the answer? Gravitational force is attractive force. Gravitational potential at infinity, far away at any point, is called infinity. It is zero. When an object moves from infinity towards the another mass, the potential energy stored decreases as the mass approaches. When this mass approaches toward this mass, its potential energy decreases. And when potential energy decreases, we have to consider minus sign. So because of decrease in potential energy, it is always negative. So at the surface of the planet, the value of the potential energy, gravitational potential energy, will be negative. Okay, next part. Part B. A spherical planet has mass 6 into 10 power 24 kg and radius 6 into 10 power 6 meter. The planet may be assumed to be isolated in space with its mass concentrated at its center. A satellite of mass 340 kg is in circular orbit about the planet at height 9 into 10 power 5 meter above the surface. For the satellite, show that its orbital speed is 7.4 into 10 power 3 meters. Okay, a spherical planet is moving around a planet. A spherical planet, a satellite is moving around a planet. When satellite is moving around a planet, there is a centripetal force, and from where this centripetal force comes? From gravitational force. So we can say gravitational force is equal to centripetal force. Now gravitational force is given as capital G capital M over R square, where this capital M is mass of the spherical planet and this small m is mass of the satellite, and this R is the separation between them, is equal to mv square over r. This is formula for centripetal force, where this m represents mass of the satellite, this v is the linear speed of the satellite, and this r is the separation between them. What we have to calculate? We have to show speed. We have to calculate velocity or speed. So we have made v square our subject. This m is cancelled out. V square is made our subject, and we got gm over r. By substituting the values, this g, gravitational constant 6.67 10 power minus 11, this m, mass of the planet 6 into 10 power 24 kg, 6 into 10 power 24 kg, and this r is the separation between the planet and the satellite. What is meant by the separation? Means the distance from center of the planet to the satellite. Now from center of the planet to the sphere of the planet, it is called radius. It is given 6.4 into 10 power 6 meter. Now from surface of the planet, this satellite is at a height of 9 into 10 power 5 meter. So total distance from center of the planet to the satellite will be sum of these two distances. So when we will add these two distances, we will get 7.3 into 10 power 6 meter. This 7.3 into 10 power 6 meter is sum of radius and this height. So total distance or separation is equal to 7.3 into 10 power 6 meter. By solving this one, we got V square is equal to 5.48 into 10 power 7. We have to calculate speed, so we have to take square root of this value. By taking square root of this value, we got answer 7.4 into 10 power 3 meters per second. So the speed of the satellite is 7.4 into 10 power 3 meters per second. Calculate its gravitational potential energy. What is the formula for gravitational potential energy? Minus G capital M small m over R. Minus G capital M small m over R. G gravitational constant 6.67 10 power minus 11. This minus sign is from the formula. This capital M is mass of the planet, that is given 6 into 10 power 24. 6 into 10 power 24. Okay, this is value of small m. Small m is given 340. Small m is given 340 and distance r, as discussed before, this r will be sum of the radius and the height, that was equal to 7.3 into 10 power 6 meter. So r is equal to 7.3 into 10 power 6 meter. And by solving this one, we got minus 1.9 into 10 power 10 joules. This minus sign shows force of attraction, or we can say radius is decreasing. Okay, part C. Rockets on the satellite are fired from for a short time. The satellite's orbit is now closer. Satellite orbit is now closer to the surface of the planet. State and explain the change, if any, in the kinetic energy of the satellite. Okay. The satellite's orbit is now closer to the surface, means the satellite is moving towards the surface of the planet. When it is coming closer to the surface of the planet, it means its radius is decreasing. It is coming towards the surface. When coming towards the surface, its gravitational potential energy is decreasing. Now, if the gravitational potential energy is decreasing, so its kinetic energy will be increasing. We can say the decrease in gravitational potential energy will be equal to increase in kinetic energy. So, we can also write change in kinetic energy is equal to change in gravitational potential energy, and formula for the kinetic energy is half mv square, and formula for gravitational potential energy is capital G capital M small m over R. Here this m and m will be cancelled out, and we will get a value for V is equal to under root 2 gm over R. Okay, why we have done this thing? We have to find out kinetic energy is increasing or decreasing. Okay. To find out kinetic energy is increasing or decreasing, we know formula for kinetic energy is half mv square. In half mv square, if v is increasing, then kinetic energy will also increase. If velocity decreases, then kinetic energy will also decrease. So here we have to find out whether velocity is increasing or decreasing. If velocity is increasing, then its kinetic energy will also be increasing, and if its velocity is decreasing, then its kinetic energy will also be decreasing. Now here we have derived a formula for a calculation of V is equal to under root 2 gm over r. Now here this is capital G, universal gravitational constant. This capital M is mass of the planet or the satellite, which is constant. Now these two values are constant. Now we can say if these two values are constant, this 2 is also constant, we can say V is inversely proportional to this separation R. V will be inversely proportional to this separation R because this R is in denominator. Okay, now R is decreasing. How we know R is decreasing? Satellite orbit is now closer to the surface. Closer to the surface means radius is decreasing, distance is decreasing. When R will decrease, velocity will increase. And when velocity will increase, kinetic energy will increase. So we can say when the satellite is coming closer to the surface of the planet, its kinetic energy increases. So what is the answer? In the above equation, G and M are constant. With decrease in distance r, velocity increases, so kinetic energy increases. Next question, it is February-March 2020. Define gravitational potential at a point. It is asked many times. Okay, this is the answer. Gravitational potential at a point in a gravitational field is defined as the work done per unit mass in bringing a small test mass from infinity to the point. This is the answer. Okay, next part B. TESS is a satellite of mass 360 kg in a circular orbit about the Earth as shown in figure 1.1. This is figure 1.1. This is Earth, this is satellite, and this satellite is moving around this planet. It is moving around Earth. Okay, the radius of the Earth is 6.4. This radius 6.4 10 power 6 meter, and mass of the Earth considered to be point mass at its center is 6 into 10 power 24. Okay, it takes 13.7 days to orbit the Earth. Time taken by the satellite to complete one rotation is 13.7 days. It completes one rotation in 13.7 days. Okay, show that the radius of the orbit of TESS is 2.4 into 10 power 8 meter. Okay, we have to find out radius. Okay, we can say centripetal force is equal to gravitational force. Centripetal force is equal to mr omega square, where this omega represents angular velocity. This m, mass of the satellite, r is the separation between the satellite and Earth. This capital G, universal gravitational constant, this m, mass of Earth, this m, small m, mass of the satellite, and this r is the separation between the satellite and Earth. Now this small m will be cancelled out, and we will get r, this omega is equal to 2 pi over t, where this t represents the time period. It is omega square, so it will become 2 pi over t whole square is equal to gm over r square. Okay, we have to find out radius. It means we have to make r cube our subject. By making r cube our subject, we got r cube is equal to gm t square over 4 pi square. Now value of g is 6.67 into 10 power minus 11. This m is mass of Earth. It is given, mass of Earth is given 6 into 10 power 24. 6 into 10 power 24 mass is given. This is time period. Time period also given. Time takes 13.7 days. This is 13.7 days, but we have to take time in seconds, so we have to convert this one into second. How we will convert this one into second? We have to multiply this one by 24. By multiplying 24, it will be converted into hours. Then by multiplying by 60, it will be converted into minutes. Then by multiplying by 60, it is converted into seconds. Now it is t square, so we have to take square of this value, divide by 4 pi square, divide by 4 pi square, and by solving this one we will get 1.4 into 10 power 25. This 1.4 into 10 power 25 is value of r cube, but we need value of r. So to get r, we have to take cube root of this value, and by taking cube root, we got the answer 2.4 into 10 power 8 meters. So we can say the radius of the orbit of the satellite is 2.4 into 10 power 8 meters. Okay, next part. Calculate the change in gravitational potential energy between TESS in orbit and TESS on a launch pad on the surface of the Earth. Okay, this satellite is fired from surface of the Earth. When it is at surface of the Earth, its potential energy, gravitational potential energy, is given as minus Gmm over R1. And when it is at this point, its potential energy, gravitational potential energy, is minus Gmm over R2. We have to find out the change in the gravitational potential. When the satellite is taken from this surface of the Earth to that point, whatever be the change in gravitational potential, gravitational potential energy, that we have to calculate. Okay, this is gravitational potential energy when it is at the surface. This is gravitational potential energy when it is orbiting the Earth. So we have to subtract from this value. Uh, we have to subtract this value when it is at the surface of the Earth. We have to subtract this value from the value when it is orbiting, when it is moving around the Earth. So we have to subtract GMMR1 from GMMR2. This minus sign is from the formula. So this will become, this minus will be multiplied by minus, this will become positive sign. Okay, one thing more, here we can take G capital M small m, we can take this one as a common. We have taken GMM common, so we will get 1 upon R2 over 1 upon R1. 1 upon R1, R1, R1. Okay, this is R1 minus plus. Okay, this will be plus. Okay, by taking common this one, it will become 1 upon R2 minus R1. Now G is the gravitational constant. It is 6.67 10 power minus 11. This M is mass of Earth. Mass of Earth is given 6 into 10 power 24. This small is mass of the satellite. It is also given 360. This is R2. R2 means when it is at a height, when it is at this point, this is R2. This distance is R2. So we have to subtract R1 from R2. So R1, what is R1? R1 is the distance from center to the surface, means radius. So this is the R1, this is the radius, and this is the total distance of the satellite from center of the Earth. That is equal to 2.4 into 10 power 8. We have calculated this one before, 2.4 into 10 power 8. When it is orbiting, when it is moving in the circular path, the total distance from the center of the Earth is 2.4 into 10 power 8 meters. Okay, by solving this one, we got 2.2 into 10 power 10 joules. So the change in gravitational potential energy is 2.2 into 10 power 10 joules. Okay, use the information in B1 to calculate the ratio gravitational field strength on the surface of Earth and gravitational field strength at location of TESS in orbit. Okay. When the satellite is on surface of the Earth, gravitational field strength on surface of the Earth. So at surface of the Earth, gravitational field strength will be equal to G m over r square. Gravitational field strength gravitational field strength is given as Gm over r square. Gm over r square. Okay, when it is at surface of Earth, we have to take this capital G, it is constant, 6.67 10 power minus 11. This is mass of Earth, this is also a constant value here. This is 6 into 10 power 24. When it is at surface of the Earth, we have to take radius of the Earth, that is 6.4 into 10 power 6. In the formula, this is square, so we have to take a square here. Divided by gravitational field strength at location of TESS in orbit. When it is in the orbit, we have to find out the gravitational field strength. When it is in the orbit, capital G, it is 6.67 10 power minus 11, there is no change. Capital M, this is mass of Earth, there is no change. There is only one thing will be changed, that is the distance from the center of the Earth to the satellite. From the center of the Earth to the satellite, the distance is 2.4 into 10 power 8 meters. So we have to write 2.4 into 10 power 8 meters. In formula, there is a square, so we have to put square. Now these values are same. This will be cancelled out, and after cancelling out and by rearranging, we will get an answer 1406, or approximately we can say it is equal to 1400. So the ratio of these two values is equal to 1400, and for the ratio we have no unit, so there is no unit, only a numeric value, that is equal to 1400. So this is the end of the question, also end of the session. Thank you very much.